Good morning, and welcome
Morning.
to another episode of Every Story Counts Live. I did change the name from Daddykirbs Live to Every Story Counts Live. It's my effort to uh, share with you not only my story, but the story of others, and to encourage people to share their story because I do truly believe that every story counts. Everyone has a story, and every story counts. It's been a tough month for me. I wanted to lead in with um, really just a great big thank you and a hug to you as the community because the last month has been tough. Most of you know that my dad did pass away, and that's been a challenge for our family. And we did miss 2 live shows just because of that event. And I even considered missing today, but I did promise last week that we would um, come back this week. And I'm happy I did because I do want to share with you guys. I just want to be a part of the community and let you guys know that I thank you very much for embracing me in this time, for sharing your love and your encouraging comments through whether it be the family group or in the YouTube comments or private messages or just wherever. Lots of places people have reached out and said that they are thinking of me, reaching out and encouraging me, loving me. So thank you very much. And so I'm not really sure exactly how this show is going to go, like most of my shows. But here we are. Kate's on moderation. Thank you, Kate. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
also to my other moderators who are here. You can see every member that has a little wrench, they are moderating. So thank you, We Tree Bonsai. And I'm not sure who else is here yet. Ronald, I see Ronald. Thank you very much for helping keep this show operating and family friendly. All right. Well, I do have a few subjects, but we'll just see how it goes. First of all, how about saying hi to Luke? Hey, Luke, come here, bud. I'm using a new tripod today, or actually an old tripod, because my tripod is being. Stand right back here, bud, so I can see you. Can you tell everybody hi?
Okay.
Look in the camera and say howdy. All right.
Lots of folks are saying good morning to you.
Yeah, Luke looks good today. Luke looks real good today. This tripod is a little clunky. Apologize for that. But my tripod, my normal tripod that I use for the live shows, is currently with the videographer that shot the graveside service for my dad, and I just haven't gotten that back yet. He used my camera. He did a 4. I'm actually really impressed. I'm curious to see how the video turned out. He is a local young video creator. He doesn't do YouTube. He does other video for people and also his own movie creations. But he did a 4-camera setup for the graveside service alone. He did that all on his own, and he was a busy guy running from camera to camera. So it was kind of interesting to see that happen. For some crazy reason, I thought maybe I would shoot that myself, but then I thought that's just silly. I have to be a part. I have to be in that moment, and if I'm operating cameras, I can't do that. So I did find this guy. He's actually one of Espen's friends, and he squirrel already. Ronald, thank you very much. Thank you for supporting the Daddykirbs show, the Every Story Counts show. Thank you very much for being a friend and a follower and a supporter. Thank you very much. Yes, so I don't have my tripod. That's where I was. It's still with the video creator that shot that. So today I'm on an old tripod. It's a little clunky, but we're going to be okay as long as I don't move around too much. Yesterday in the family group, I did a sort of a test, or a tease, not a teaser, but my way of tiptoeing back in front of the camera. I did a live show in the family Facebook group last night, And it was good to just sit and relax and share with you guys. Those of you who were with me, it wasn't but a small crowd, but that's okay. I just needed a few minutes in front of the camera to warm up, because just being away and not being in front of the camera has a way of making me actually not want to be in front of the camera. So I needed that last night. So thank you very much for being here with me this morning. I know it was a long introduction there, but let's see if we have anything to talk about. First, every story counts, and in Kate's case, every jar counts. Every half pint, every pint, every quart counts. She's been a busy, busy lady. And if you have not seen Kate's new YouTube channel, where she is sharing her knowledge and passion for food preservation, you need to go check that out. If somebody can put a link, Kate, you can do that yourself, or WeTree if you have that.
WeTree has it.
Whoever has a link to Kate's channel, go ahead and post that. And I want to show you a few of these things that she did. This is a plum jelly. It looks really nice. She was talking about a little mishap in trial and error. You want to share that?
An experiment gone bad.
Yeah, so what was
Getting juice out of fruit is a long, time-consuming effort. You have to cut it all up and clean it. You have to put it in the pan and cook it down for hours. So I thought, I have this wonderful juicer. I'll just put it through the juicer, and that'll give me what I need. Well, I put about, maybe a quarter of a bushel through the juicer, and what I got was not juice, but a lump of pulp with a little bit of juice that was ugly, and it didn't taste good, and I threw it away and went back to the old-fashioned way because it works.
Yep. And so this is actually really clear, really pretty, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that tastes. I'm looking through my glasses to see you can see the bubbles, and I don't see any pulp at all in there.
There shouldn't be. I put it through the jelly bag 3 times to be sure it was all strained out.
It looks really clear.
Thank you.
So we're going to try that. I look funny without my glasses, don't I? I always thought that when my mom and dad both wore glasses. My dad was always taking his glasses off, so that wasn't so weird. But growing up as a young person, seeing my mom take her glasses off, I was like, whoa, that's not right. You're supposed to have those on. So here's a couple other things that Kate did. Now, how many of these items, the plum, pear, and
that is sweet onion jam.
Sweet onion jam. How many of these items are on your YouTube channel? I know this one is.
The jam is there. The plum jelly is not there yet.
Okay.
Hopefully it's being edited today.
You did shoot that, though.
And
then
the pears were one of the first ones I did.
Ah, right. Okay. So just canned pears. They look lovely, nice and clean and fresh. Is this syrup or water? Is it sweet syrup?
It is a very, very light syrup. Normally you put like 4 or 5 cups of sugar in a gallon of water. That's a half a cup of sugar in a gallon
Oh, wow.
of water.
So very light syrup.
Yes.
Awesome. That's the way I like pears. Light syrup.
I prefer the natural flavor if I can get it.
Yes.
That's just
Yes. And this one is interesting. You guys have to go check out the YouTube channel for Kate and look at the video for sweet onion jam. I have never had sweet onion jam, but here it is. We're going to give it a shot. Not here in the video, but later on we're going to try this. And it looks good. Does it have pepper in it? Looks like it.
No, it has a lot of other things. What you're seeing is probably the celery seed.
Oh, celery seed. Yeah, that's what that is. I thought it was a little too large for pepper. It's hard for me to see up close. That's why I take my glasses off.
Oh, Ronald says he's going to do the ranch-style beans that I did a video on.
Yeah, the beans. We were talking about that before the show. I would love to learn how to can beans. I haven't watched that video yet because I just haven't consumed anything for weeks, except for some Netflix shows. I have kind of been watching Netflix a little bit, but
time to zone out a little.
Yeah, yep. We watched. Now I forgot what it was. Lost in Space.
Oh, those are funny.
We watched the Lost in Space Netflix series, and so that was kind of fun to just zone out, you know, watch something, binge watch one to the next, watch 2 or 3 episodes a night, several nights a week, and just let that happen. That's not normal for us here, but we have done it in the last couple weeks. All right, let's see. Who's here? I'll go backwards here. Lisa Johnson. Try plum peach jam. Not so time consuming, and it's awesome. You know, anything with peach, I really love peach. Sasha Fernandez. She needs a good baked bean recipes. I love baked beans. Can't lean on the tripod.
Beans are extremely easy to do if you have a pressure canner. Because
Yeah.
the beans that I did, you don't have to soak them. All you do is rinse them real good, throw them in the jars with all of your flavorings, a little hot water, and pressure can them, and they're done.
That sounds really easy, and I'd love to try it. I'll have
It
to go get a big bag of beans from Costco or something and give that a shot.
You got a pressure canner?
I do.
Good.
I do, yeah. Oops, kicking the tripod. We're on the porch swing, if you can't tell. We're set up a little differently because it is raining. It has been raining for a week.
8 days.
8 days, and it's going to be waning. It's going to wane a little more. It's going to be raining throughout this week probably because we do have a big storm in the Gulf that's moving up through Texas. And so we're on the porch instead of out back, and decided to sit on the porch swing. I have to remember not to swing a whole lot so she can type. And she's got the table, and I have nothing, so I just have my tripod sitting in front of me.
Aw, you have nothing.
I didn't mean it like that, but all right. So here we go with a new thought because I just lost my last thought.
Yeah, they've been fussing about it. It'll come back.
Oh, did we lose video? Did we lose the feed? Uh-oh. Speaking of the feed, it's really funny. Last night, as I was doing my little tiptoe video back into getting in front of the camera in the family, Espen was gone. He was out in his car, hanging out with friends or whatever, and the video was doing just fine until he pulled in the driveway and it stopped. No joke. The video stopped and would not recover. That's the end of that video. If you go back into the family group and watch how that video ends, right at that moment where the video stops, that's when Espen's pulling into the driveway. Coincidence? Maybe.
He has a little switch he flips.
he must have a switch. I will be getting better internet. I see yours is still stopped. Is anyone else still getting this? Kate's is buffering, but are you guys... Wow, that's a lot of chat. You guys are chatting.
Yeah, we're going like crazy.
Okay, it seems like others are getting it fine. Great. A couple months ago, I called our internet provider and I told them that I want the faster internet. And I thought I was on the list to get that done, but apparently I didn't ask correctly, I guess, because I was not on the list. I called yesterday, and now I'm on the list. So within the next couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks or so, I should have a faster, more reliable internet, and this show should go on much more smoothly. Even with Espen sharing the network, it should happen because it's going to be a really, really fast network.
And Espen will have to find a new switch.
That's right. He'll have to find a new way to booger up the show. I have... man, I'm just really good at losing my thoughts this morning. I had a thought.
Well, drink some more tea. Maybe that'll help it come back.
It's just water today.
Oh, you want some crazy mixed up coffee?
I would love some coffee.
Now, that would wire you up, believe
Yeah.
me. I drink the strongest coffee I can buy.
I love, I've been drinking coffee for years. I love coffee. But for whatever reason, it has turned on me, and I can't. I tried yesterday. I tried drinking coffee. We went over to my daughter's house, and we were visiting with her and the grandkids, and she made coffee, and it smelled wonderful, and I had a little sip. It tasted really good, but I could only I drank maybe an ounce of coffee. Just a pinch of coffee. And I thought, well, okay, I don't like cream in my coffee, but maybe if I put cream in it, I can drink more. Nope, I put the cream in and I couldn't drink it. There's just something about the coffee now that's turned on me, and I can't do it. So, no more coffee, I guess.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe you should try the low acid coffees.
I thought of that, and I just need to go find that. Is it just local? Is it you just buy it at the grocery store?
Yeah, you can get. I'm trying to remember what. I think Folgers has one. I've seen them at Walmart.
I need to check that out. I need to check out the low acid coffee because I think it just does something with my.
Or eat a couple of Tums and then drink coffee.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't want to depend on antacids, that's for sure. If I don't drink coffee and don't drink orange juice or eat a lot of tomatoes, if I can just stay away from those things, I'm pretty okay. It's not heartburn.
Tim Turner says Dunkin' Donuts coffee is low acid.
Oh, is it? I might have to try them out. I have a zillion favorite herbal teas. Let me know if you need any suggestions. I may need some suggestions. I love tea as well, but in the mornings, I just really wish I could drink coffee. I love drinking coffee in the morning. I used to drink coffee in the evenings too, but I gave that up a long time ago. Probably before I turned 40.
I used to drink Irish coffee before too, but I don't drink that anymore either.
Yeah, Irish? Oh. That's a different story, isn't it?
Yes, and that one doesn't count.
Oh, they all count. They all mean something. Oh, somebody's coming in. Oh, that's Luke's therapist. Yeah, a handful of Tums. No, I actually don't like eating Tums. I don't like taking antacids at all. So whatever I can do to not need that, I'll give up coffee. I'll give up orange juice and tomatoes and all that. The truth is, if I can have a tiny little bit of citrus, I can have a little bit of tomato, and I'm fine. But just coffee is the main culprit.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is your favorite color?
Favorite color? I have forever and ever, being an artist. Good morning, Jennifer. Good. No, you're good. You're good. You're not on camera. The camera's pointing this way.
Favorite color?
Yep. I was waiting for the big boys in the trucks to drive by. Forever and ever, I have stated that I do not have a favorite color. I am an artist, and I love colors. All colors. The color wheel, I have always enjoyed just seeing all the colors together. Rainbows, of course, with the full spectrum of colors. I don't have a favorite color.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I and actually for the most part, I don't have favorite anything. I tend to just really like a lot of things, and it's hard for me to pick a favorite.
I understand that. I'm not that way. I love purple, and everything purple in the world, I would be happy. Wee Tree says that your stomach problems with coffee might be helped by bitters. It helps the flora.
Oh, okay. I see that now. So tell him gut flora, he needs bitters.
Sasha like neon clear.
Neon clear.
Dolly wants to know what color you associate with the word home.
Brown.
Why?
I don't know. That was the first color that popped in my head when I think because
Well, your house is brown.
Well, my house literally my house is brown right now, but growing up, I should have said green probably, but there growing up, I lived in a greenhouse. And it was kind of the joke of the neighborhood, the greenhouse. However, my mom and dad loved their greenhouse, and it was a fine house. It seemed, though, maybe it was because it was the 70s, 80s influence, but we had a lot of brown in the house. We had a lot of, but there was also, I mean, we had green carpet and different color furniture over the years, but it just seems like there's the color brown is feels like home. I don't know. Why did we ask that question?
Somebody asked it on here, so I just put it out there.
What does that mean to you, Dolly?
I've been asked several times what my favorite color is and what your favorite color is, and I honestly didn't know. I told them you didn't have a favorite color that I knew of, so apparently I guessed right.
I don't have a favorite color. Home. Just and when you asked that question, when I saw the question, I tried to answer with what popped in my head first, and it was brown. I saw Tim Turner says, "What color do you see when working in your garden?" And it is green, and it's not just because all plants are green, but seeing green in the garden makes me happy. So I think when you ask that question, green pops in my mind. And so yeah, I actually have a lot of not a lot, but I have some experience as an artist with color theory and the psychological effects of color and all those things. So it's really interesting to me to talk about color and to think about color. But I just I don't have favorites. So because everything is a different color, and I like a lot of different things.
I was amazed to find out how few people in my experience can see the difference between shades of a single color.
Yes, I know.
You can see a green and they say that's green, and then you look at it close, and for me, it's either a yellow green or a blue green, or sometimes even an orangey green or whatever. And most people go, no, that's just green.
When that's funny too, because I very easily see all kinds of shades of color.
I do too.
And being what I do professionally is a graphic designer, and I do color. And there's several people at work, one person in particular, that just can't get it. It's like he comes in and he says it's blue. I'm like, yeah, but it's more than blue. It's a different blue. So one of my jobs is preparing artwork for print to put on. We do touchscreen information systems, so we prepare vinyl artwork to put on those metal enclosures for those systems. And occasionally, one of the clients has a very particular color that we have to match because that's their branded color, and we have to match it because we're doing their stuff. So over the years, there's been a few times when that's been kind of sticky because that color is very important. And the printer that I work with, the printer guy that I work with, is very good at matching color, but occasionally it's a struggle. So I have to go in and say, we have to work on this blue or this whatever the color is. Blue can be a really tricky color, by the way, when you're printing things.
And for people like you and I that can see the difference in shading, two blues don't necessarily go together.
Oh no, actually, terrible. You can really mix up some bad blues together, and it looks terrible.
Look muddy or dirty or whatever. They're just.
Yep.
And some blues, if you get a very yellow blue and a very green blue and put them side by side, many people will just see the same color.
Yeah.
Those of us who are blessed with the differentiation ability do not see two of the same color.
Not even close. Well, sometimes it's close, but
not the same color.
Green is the color of the heart chakra. I used to know the chakras just because I found it interesting at a time, but I don't remember them now.
Someone asked what your favorite animal is. You don't have favorites, do you?
I just don't have favorites really much of anything. I do have a favorite kid. I'm just kidding. I don't have a favorite.
That's me.
Kate's my favorite kid.
And considering I'm old enough to be his mom, that's interesting.
That's funny, yeah. So I see Phoenix Play showed up. Nice. Kim says you also love Pantone Reflex Blue. That is a very unique blue that sometimes can be tough to work with. But what was I answering? Favorite what? Animal. Okay. Pine City Avery, my favorite top bar beekeeper. Duh.
Right.
I don't actually have a favorite animal. I will. It's easy enough for me to say on my farm which animals I would live without if we were choosing to go back and reorganize how the farm is laid out and what we're keeping. So I don't have absolute favorites, but I do have some that are least favorite. And it says, Tim said you rigged that one. Yeah, Paul's good at the whole rig thing. So I really do love all the animals that we have ever had on the farm, but based on our farm, let me answer the question of my favorite animal like this. The least favorite animals on my farm for our farm, based on what we do here. Wow, I just got some of those weird light. Man, I'm about ready to pass out, I think. I got some of those weird lights going on around me.
That's not good.
No. If I fall over, you guys just carry on without me. So...
It's aliens.
It might be. My favorite aliens are... No, just kidding. So on my farm, I would say that we need... I do need to eat, by the way, yes. I would say that the animals on our farm that we don't need, that our farm certainly can live without, are the goats.
Sally.
I could live without Sally. She's fun. She's fun to look at, but she doesn't do anything. So the goats and the pig could find other homes. I do have a story about the goat, one of the goats, by the way, and I'll come back to that if I remember.
Tim says, if you pass out, I'll take over, and that's okay. We'll watch you later.
Oh, I've never actually fully passed out. I've come close a few times in my life, but I've never fully passed out.
Do you have some foil clothes?
I
I've
don't.
been told I need to make you a foil hat. Keep the aliens away.
Yep. So, yeah, the goats, the pig, a lot of the ducks. I would still like to have chickens and ducks, just not so many ducks. We have so many ducks. And then because my daughter is so into the horses, we would keep the horses, although they are really destroying the area as far as, I mean, with all this water, this rain, their hooves are destroying, that was weird to say, the area that they're living on right now. I did separate part of it off and put some grass seed out, and so hopefully we can reestablish some of that. And it is nice to see, now that we've had a little bit of rain and sunshine, some of the green is popping up again back there. So hopefully that fixes that. The dogs, I would prefer to have not so many dogs. We have a lot of dogs.
I'm buffering again here.
Uh-oh.
Could be me.
It may just be you. It may be our network sharing here together.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just reading chat. All right. Yeah, it seems like other people are doing fine, so it must just be that
just me.
our network together, sitting here together, is tough.
I found that sometimes 2 or 3 times during the show I have to reload it. So
Yeah.
That's what I just did.
Yep, I do like the bees. I think my favorite insects, bees. Yep, there's a favorite.
Me
I just
too.
stated it.
Me too.
I think bees are so fascinating. Kate needs more RAM. That's funny. At work yesterday, somebody was talking. He's one of the customer service reps, and he was so tempted. I probably shouldn't tell stories like this about work, but anyway, he was tempted to tell one of the clients to download more RAM. For anyone that knows IT and computer stuff.
There have been days when I would have tried to do that.
Yeah. By the way, you can't download RAM, but it's funny. It's funny.
Oh, Phoenix Plays 722 said, I love your honey videos. Please make more. I love your channel.
Yes. Hey, Phoenix Play Z722. First of all, your name is long, but that's okay. I'll just call you Phoenix. I love your honey videos. Make more. I love your channel. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sure you found my channel by way of one of the honey extraction videos. A lot of people have. I'm not sure if today it has 1 million views, but it was getting close. Yesterday I was looking at it. Not yesterday, the day before. And it was really close to getting 1 million views. That would be my first video ever to reach 1 million views, and it's crazy. I never expected that video to do much of anything more than any of my other videos, but it has just taken off, and I'm
faster than the other method I used to use.
And we're back. You guys can yell at Espen. That is not only expected but appreciated. Yeah, so the beekeeping videos, the honey extraction videos has brought a lot of people to my channel, and I'm really grateful that those are doing well, because it is helping my channel grow. So thank you, Phoenix, for being here. I do have plans to make more. What I would like to do as far as another honey extraction video is, because I attempted to make another one. You probably saw that one too. And I had to put music to it because I had so much ambient sound in the video that was just terrible. And I don't want to do another one like that. I want to do something where I can capture all those unique sounds of honey extraction, all the cutting and the dripping and that nice clicky, smacky sounds. Those are really fun to hear. And so what I would like to do is another honey extraction video in a soundproof room with better microphones, so I can capture all those sounds. That would be a lot of fun. So maybe if I can make that happen, even if it's a temporary little soundproof room that I build, that would be a lot of fun to do. So anyway, thanks for being here with me, Mr. Phoenix. Yeah, I think we should plant rice. Jolly's talking about planting rice. I think we need to just make some patties out here.
She asked if you were going to do any fall gardening, and I said only if it stops raining. That's why she said plant rice.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I do have some things that I want to plant in the fall. I wanted to see if I can get another round of peppers, maybe tomatoes, but peppers, I wanted to see if I can get some of that going for the fall, but I haven't started that. So right now, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a fall garden. It just depends on if I can get my act together and get back out there in the garden. I have a lot of things in the garden that I want to accomplish. One of those things is cleaning up the beds, building a different bed structure, because the wood beds are falling apart now, and also building a new fence around the whole garden. I really like Tim Turner's garden style. He's in Florida, and he has a garden that has overhead structure as well. Now, I don't think Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sorry, not Tim Turner. I'm telling stories here. Tim's in Texas. I'm talking about
Huffman.
Huffman. Shoo! Wow. Tim Huffman. I knew when I said it I sounded wrong. Tim, my buddy Tim Turner in Texas, does not have the enclosed garden that I'm talking about. Tim Huffman in Florida has the garden structure that has the overhead. I think he has some shade cloth, but I don't think it's fully enclosed. That is going to be something that I would like to achieve, is a fully enclosed garden. And that way, not so enclosed that pollinators can't get in, but I want to keep birds and chickens and things like that. And ducks will only come in by invite only, and not on their own. Because sometimes, if it's unchecked, the chickens and ducks can really mess a garden up. Yeah, thank you. The correction there, Kilted Gardener, Tim Huffman.
Tim Turner said he went out to look and be sure he thought somebody put something up on his garden.
He's looking out the window. Wait,
right.
I don't have a garden like that. Phoenix says, do you monetize your vids? I do. In fact, I get a small check from YouTube every month, which is a huge help to keep this channel going. So yes, I absolutely do monetize.
And I don't. Of course, that's because I can't.
Not yet. They do have some restrictions, but you'll get there. You will get there.
But I'm not doing it for the money. That's
No.
I'll do it because I like to share how to do these fun things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the truth is, I'm not doing it for the money either, but having a little bit of income from it does help sustain the production. So that's nice.
I hope to eventually do it so that I can buy a camera instead of using my phone.
Yes, you will get a camera. Your channel's going to do great. I'm confident.
Oh, I am too.
I'm very
I've already
confident.
got 41 subscribers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's more people than we have viewing right now.
But not by many.
So Phoenix also says, when you get to 100 million subscribers. oh, Mr. Phoenix, 100 million subscribers. That sounds like a lot, and I don't really expect my channel to get that big. But if it does, I will remember you. Did you bring something? Oh. I was going to show you. I'm turning the camera around. Run. Mama Curbs did not want to be in the camera, but she brought some tea. This is tea, right? Oh, it smells wonderful. Thank you. She's so good to me. And oh, it tastes good. Is that chai? Tastes a little different. Mr. Phoenix says, don't call me Mr. I'm only 13. My name is Caleb. Well, Mr. Phoenix Caleb, I'm not afraid to call anyone Mr. or Sir. Actually, here in Texas, it's quite normal for people to call, like now that I know that your name is Caleb, I would say Mr. Caleb. And it's not odd for me to say that, even if you are only 13. And if I call you Sir here in Texas, that is not odd.
No.
That's just the way we are. I'm learning that. I am not a Texan forever. Well, maybe forever forward, but my history has not always been in Texas, but I truly love being here because there is, in general, a bit more respect for people here. Wouldn't you agree? Mm-hmm. Compared to other places, you've lived in other places. Compared to other places, Texas has an overall general respect for all people.
Yeah, and a higher level of courtesy than some of the places I've lived.
Not on the road.
I didn't say that.
Not on the road.
Sure. I respect you. You respect me. Stay out of my way.
That's right. Use your blinkers or else. Yeah.
Right.
No, it's the driving courtesy is not the same, but person to person, the courtesy here in Texas is so much. I don't say how to say, because I grew up in a place that we had great courtesy for each other, but Texas seems to have a courtesy for even strangers. I think that's the difference, is that you don't have to know somebody in Texas to be kind and act like they're family.
Or to talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can strike up a conversation in an elevator or at a bus stop or whatever, and people will talk to you.
Yes, yes. So Mr. Caleb Phoenix, welcome to the channel. All right. I went out back to make sure I thought somebody put something up in my garden. Yeah. The shade canopy helps a lot. Tim Huffman weighing in on how the shade canopy on his garden. When you built that and put that on Facebook, I don't remember if I saw it on Facebook or YouTube, but I thought that's exactly what somebody who lives in Florida or Texas needs, because come June, that sun is just torture on the garden, and having that structure that you put up just makes a lot of sense. That is good tea. I don't even know what she made.
Tea.
It's not quite like a chai. Maybe it is a chai, but maybe it's diluted. But maybe it's another spice. I'm not sure. Kate, have you done a video? I didn't get a notice. It's Phyllis White asking you about your videos.
Oh, yes, Phyllis, I've got 5 out there right now. But I have 2 channels, and it may be that you're only subscribed to the Kate Dancing instead of Inside Kate's Kitchen.
Yeah.
And that may be the difference.
And make sure when you subscribe to Kate, you also ring that bell, because that's going to ensure that you get those notifications.
Right.
Lisa Johnson says, I still have to figure out how to make a video. I don't even have a smartphone. If you, one of the, a very inexpensive way to get something is to find an old smartphone that somebody else is getting rid of, and just tell them that you want it, or you'll buy it from them for a low amount of money, something that somebody's getting rid of, because people get rid of old smartphones all the time. A lot of times now they trade in, but if somebody's keeping one and it's in a drawer somewhere, a lot of those make fine videos, and you can do the video without the phone being hooked up to the network. So you can check that out. Or, I don't know what your budget is, of course, but there's also some very inexpensive video type point and shoot cameras at Walmart or wherever. You can get in for under $100 sometimes. Wholesome Roots just got 10,000 subs. Yes, good for you. Good for you. I just hit the swing with my elbow. What kind of tea? Yeah, Kim, I want to know that because it tastes really good. Maybe she stuck her finger in it and made it sweet. That's because she's my mama Kirbs. All right. I'm way behind. Very good barbecue in Texas. That's true. In fact, Texas would probably argue that nowhere else actually has barbecue. We're the only ones that do barbecue. Everyone else does something else.
Actually, I would carry that even farther. The only place in Texas to get good barbecue is Kate's Kitchen.
There you go, Kate's Kitchen. I didn't know you did barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
But I don't use tomato in my barbecue sauce.
Yeah, well, I don't think most Texans do they?
I see a lot of people that use it. I don't use it at all.
I think when I think of Texas barbecue, the sauce is on the side. I mean, It's definitely not cooked in.
Right.
So the sauce is not part of what we call barbecue. Now, I'm not a Texan forever. I've already said that. So I grew up in other states, and so my experience as a Texan is not the same necessarily, or my perspective as a Texan is not the same necessarily as those who have been Texans their whole life. Anyway, so Texas barbecue to me is without sauce on the side, served with pickles and onions, and
white bread.
White bread,
butter.
yes, and the meat is slow cooked with lots of rub, lots of spices. Mm-hmm. It's very, very. I don't eat meat anymore, but should I eat meat, Texas barbecue is the way to go.
Now, my barbecue sauce is vinegar based. Vinegar, lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, butter, salt, and pepper.
Oh, nice.
And you can use it on anything that you're going to barbecue. Vegetables, meats, doesn't matter. And it's not served on the side. It's actually cooked into the
Cooked
meat.
into it.
But
yeah.
you put the rub on first and then put the sauce
right.
on.
Ronald says, we don't use blinkers in Texas. You are supposed to know where I'm going to turn. And it looks like I'm way behind on I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to miss some of what you're saying because I'm going to try to scroll up near the end. And Haffy says, I love my mustard-based barbecue sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, Texas barbecue is dry rub. That's Deborah Westfall says that. Kilta Gardner also in Virginia uses a vinegar base. And Tim Huffman does not discriminate. It's just when you are cooking, let him know and he'll be there.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. You know, since my dad passed a couple weeks ago, I've been thinking a lot about the things that he used to say. Because I want to remember those things. And you just reminded me, Tim, one of the things that he used to say very frequently. Now, my dad was a larger man. He was a short man, but he had some weight on him. He loved to eat. And people would come, you know, whenever he'd meet somebody, or just as a joke, people would say, you know, do we call you Jim? Do we call you James? Do we call you whatever? And he would say, I don't care what you call me as long as you don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah.
That was something I heard over and over and over growing up. All right. Mr. Phoenix says, do you like the Houston Astros? What is your full-time job? I couldn't care any more or any... I could care more. I couldn't care any less about professional sports teams. I have zero affection for professional sports. Sorry, it's just... I don't wish they'd go away. I just don't care to pay attention to them. It's just not my thing at all. Usually, when I'm engaged in a conversation and people are talking about sports, I will intentionally mess up the conversation. And, you know, like if someone's talking about Astros, quite honestly, actually, is that football?
I'm sorry?
Astros, is
Yes.
that football?
Yes. No. Astros is baseball.
Is it? See, this time it wasn't
Dang.
intentional. I even got Kate messed up. I don't
I
even
don't
know
follow
if
sports.
Astros is football or baseball. And I usually will intentionally call whatever, like if somebody's talking about, you know, their team, pick a team, the Giants or whatever, then I will say, you know, I don't like some other sport. I'll say I don't like baseball. If they're talking about football, I'll say I don't like baseball. Just because I want to make a point that I'm not a part of this conversation. I can't be. I don't know anything about... Now, I do know a little bit about basketball because I grew up in Indiana. You have to know a little bit about basketball if you grow up in Indiana. So I do know a little bit about that. An interesting little side tip maybe, or side point. In my senior year of high school, I was the audio-visual nerd that recorded the basketball games. I was the guy up in the top row of the bleachers with the video camera recording on VHS. That way, then I would turn the tape into the coach, and the coach would play that tape for his team so they could evaluate themselves and get better. I got a little in trouble at one point because I recorded the cheerleaders a little too much and not enough of the team. Hey, I was a teenage boy like everyone else. Well, not everyone else was a teenager. You know what I mean. Teenage boys don't always focus on the things they should. All right. Let's see. Food Forest Permaculture. I missed you both. Your seeds arrived, and thank you kindly, Kate, for all that you have done. Much love to you, Blake, and your family. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. I just zoomed in. I did not mean to zoom in. That's so weird.
Wrong way.
Don't touch it. Don't touch the screen with more than one finger at a time or you zoom in.
Oh my goodness, I'd be dizzy watching it on the monitor.
Yes, I should write them down, Wholesome Roots, talking about the things that my dad used to say. As I remember them, I will write them down. In fact, about a week ago, maybe a little more than a week ago, I started a journal because I love the idea that my grandfather on my mom's side journaled, and he has journals that date way back even into the 40s. They have not been released by the family, so I never read them, but I know they exist, and I would love to read those. My dad didn't actually journal, but he did a lot of Bible study. He wrote down his Bible studies. Excuse me. So I look forward to reading those, and I thought, well, if I'm looking forward to reading the things that those that came before me did. Now, I do have videos, and I have Steam It posts, and all kinds of things online, but I thought it would be fun to do some handwritten things, and so I started a journal, and so as I think of things, I'm hoping to include those in the journals, and yeah, just give it... It's an expression for myself, and then also for hopefully someday my family would like to thumb through that and see what was on my mind.
I know several years before my dad passed away, my youngest sister found a book at the bookstore that she brought home, and it asked specific questions about your progenitors. Like it would ask things like, there was a book for dads and a book for moms.
Is it A Dad's Legacy?
I think that was
Yeah.
it. And Dad went through and filled in part of it before he got sick. And I treasure what's in there. It's just wonderful. And my dad was a very prolific writer. He wrote all kinds of things, but he never saved any of it.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, it really is.
It's nice that you have some of it. And my dad actually filled that book out, The Dad's Legacy. My sister gave that to him. This was 20 years ago. And over a few years, he did fill that book out. So we have that. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but I know it exists. My sister has the book. So yeah. So my journal so far, it's just on notebook paper. In fact, when when I started it, Mama Curb said, can you get a better looking book? Yes, I will. I will transcribe the things that I have already written into a better looking book, hopefully. Yeah, so that's something I'm doing.
Yeah. We're talking about the instruments we played in school. Ron played second fiddle.
Now, see, I don't know anything about music either. Is that a joke or is that an actual?
That's a joke.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Second fiddle meaning like
not the favorite.
Not the favorite. Okay. All right. Oh, Ron. Oh, so Phoenix is correcting me. It's baseball. Yes. My brother could talk baseball all day long with you. He loves baseball, and when he starts talking, I just kind of zone out. I wish, I do. There are times when I wish I could engage in those conversations, but I just don't. I can't. Cowboys is football. Yes, I knew that. I do know that, because how can you be in Texas and not know that? Roll Tide. Green Gables says Roll Tide. I know, isn't that Alabama? Roll Tide?
They're the Crimson Tide. So yeah, roll means go.
Yeah, so Roll Tide I think is Alabama.
No. Crimson Tide is Alabama. When
Oh.
you say Roll Tide, it means go.
Okay. It's a good crowd. You guys are a good crowd. Thanks for having me on today. Thanks for having me on today. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for being a part of this. Stepping back into the community through the Steam It post has been valuable to me. The family group, the Patreon, just offering a little bit here and there so that I can warm back up. I do hope to do a YouTube video real soon. I really should do a rain video, because, oh my goodness, we've had plenty of that. The pumpkin was about ready to jump over your laptop, I think. Pumpkin's a cat. Wow, you guys, sometimes I wish I could just sit back and read the chat. And I do, occasionally I do, after the fact, because it's just a lot of fun seeing what you guys are talking about. Yes, I am a graphic designer. I'm sorry. You did ask that question, Phoenix, and
I answered.
I saw that you answered. That's why I have Kate to answer the questions that I forget to. And I am a graphic designer for a company that does touchscreen information systems, Kiosk, and I do web and print graphics. I've been doing that for a long time for the same company. Who did the thumbs down? You know what, Pine City Apiary? I don't even care. If somebody doesn't like it, they are welcome to thumbs down and move along. Or thumbs down and hang out with us. That's fine too. Alright.
Food Forest Permaculture says, thank you kindly, Blake, for giving us all a way of being together as a family.
My pleasure. See, I'm way behind in chat, but Cheryl and Gerald says, I love drums, played with my son to help him practice. he taught me. We bought our kids drums. Actually, not true. We didn't buy them. Here's an interesting little story. We found a set of drums on the curb in someone's trash. And we are not so proud. We picked up that trash and brought it home, cleaned it up, and the kids played with it for a while. None of them were super, super interested in being drummers, but they played with that for a while. And it looked fine. The metal on the drum was a little pitted, but it looked fine. And the drum sounded great. And we did have somebody come in and show my boys how to play. And they did play for a while. But again, nobody was super interested in being a drummer. So eventually, we decided to get rid of the drum set. And we thought, well, we'll try to sell it. Why not? You know, we picked it up out of the trash. We cleaned it up. We'll try to sell it. So we put it on Craigslist, just online. Most of you already know what Craigslist is. And we had it listed for, I don't even remember, $50, $75, something like that. And somebody sent me actually at the time, it was like we got email after email. I mean, it was just scrolling. I'm interested. I want your drums. I want them. It was like after about 100 emails, Mama Curb said, wait a minute. Those drums are worth more than what we're asking. We pulled the ad down, and we tried to figure it out, but we're like, I have no idea how much. We don't know anything about them. So one of the emails caught my eye, and a guy, after actually I pulled the ad down, and I got another email, and a guy said, I see your ad is gone. Please tell me you didn't sell those drums for whatever price we were asking, 75 bucks, I think. So I replied to him, and I said, no, we took the ad down because we were getting so many replies, and we got curious that the drums might be worth more. You know, maybe somehow we stumbled on something that was just amazing. Well, the guy said, I would love to come over and look at your drums. I will give you $500.
Whoa.
I'm like, wow. So to be fair to him, I said, okay, the drum set does need some work. Let's negotiate price when you get here, because I don't want to take advantage of you. You know, thank you for the offer. But so he did. He came over. He looked at the drums. He gave us the story of what that particular. It was a vintage drum set from the 70s, and I can't even remember what the brand name was. Again, I don't hold those things in my memory.
Loud.
It was Loud, yes.
That was the brand name, Loud.
And so anyway, this guy, he said, okay, you're right. They do need some work. I will give you $400. And I was like, great. So he was happy to take those drums home. We were happy to get $400. And one of the things that just means something to me is things finding a home where somebody's going to love it. Mm-hmm. And clearly, we just lost the feed and came back. Clearly, the family who put those drums on the curb didn't value them because they were just throwing them in the trash. We valued them a little. We cleaned them up, and that guy valued them a lot. Potentially, they were worth, excuse me, who knows? That guy could have cleaned them up and sold them for $10,000, and I don't even care, because I'm just glad that drum set got a good home, somebody who loved them.
Another squirrel, Trish Rivera.
Trish, thank you very much for the squirrel. A $5 super chat squirrel for the continuation of the Daddykirbs channel. You are truly a friend and follower of the channel, and a supporter. You are a great supporter, so thank you very much. Excuse me. It has been an hour.
Good heavens.
That is fantastic. I actually thought I wasn't going to be able to do a whole hour this morning, but you guys have been wonderful. And the questions and the comments, the community that has gone on here this morning is fantastic. And it's just been fun sitting out here on the porch with you guys. Thank you very much. Look forward to hopefully a video coming up soon as my stepping back into video creation for YouTube. And if that doesn't happen this coming week, then I will see you again this next Saturday at 9 a.m. And thank you, Kate, for being here with me. Again, thank you to my moderators who help keep this show going. And you guys are truly a wonderful community. If you are here and not in the family group on Facebook, please do look for a link for that. It should be in the chat somewhere. Daddykirbs Family Facebook group. It's a closed group where we all get together and share just our passions, our thoughts, our stories, and it's a lot of fun. So thanks again. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.